So good evening, thanks for coming out. About 6:30 this afternoon, patrol officers were conducting an investigation in the 300 block of Ponce Boulevard that ultimately ended up in an officer-involved shooting. And I'm going to let Chief Parker give you the details of what happened here tonight.
Thanks, Sheriff. So good evening. Like the Sheriff said, tonight at approximately 6:30, the District 6 task force officers were out in the 300 block of Ponce Boulevard. They were looking for a suspect by the name of William Lowe. They've been looking for William. They had multiple charges on him. One was a warrant that was requested in the system for a stolen car, where he was believed to have left it at this location. On the other incident, they also had PC for a few business burglaries they were looking at him for. So they set up surveillance on the house, and after they're there for approximately an hour, they thought they saw the suspect peeking outside just as a car was pulling into the residence. And sure enough, the person turned out to be William. He exited the residence, got into the passenger side of the vehicle. As they pulled out of the driveway, the officers approached from either side in their vehicles. They stopped the car. The officer that came up on the passenger side immediately identified the passenger as William Lowe, said, "This is William." As he was taking him into custody, the other officer came up to the driver's side and was just trying to get the driver to comply. He wasn't doing what he was told to. He wasn't turning the car off. He was kind of resisting throughout. So while the first officer is taking Lowe into custody, the second officer, who is our shooting officer, is getting the driver into custody, who we have not identified yet, so I can't give you his information. But as he's getting him out of the car, that suspect begins to fight. They fight pretty hard. They go to the ground. During the altercation, that suspect produces a handgun, and the officer was luckily able to shoot him in the head himself with his own handgun and end the threat at that time. That suspect did not survive his injury. We have not identified him, so I can't give you his information, but I can tell you the officer is Zachary Jennings, Z-A-C-H-A-R-Y, Jennings, common spelling. ID is 79768. It's his first officer-involved shooting. He's been with us for 8 years. That is the 17th OIS of the year. We have not identified the suspect that was shot tonight, so we can't put any of that out. And the state attorney is on scene conducting their independent investigation. With that, we can take any questions.
Did the officer see any weapon before the shots were fired?
You can hear him on the video saying gun, gun. Yes, he's got a gun. He's yelling it out. Matter of fact, after it was over and the first officer was able to get suspect Lowe into the back of that vehicle, he heard the shot and heard him yelling gun. He came around and helped him finish detaining him and get him into cuffs and everything. So the gun's still at the scene.
The family of the person who's deceased had reached out to our station and provided video of, I guess, this person on the ground.
Yep.
With handcuffs on, deceased, and they were wanting to know, if he's deceased, why does he have to be in handcuffs and still on the ground doing all this?
So that's standard procedure for us. Until he's secure, we don't know if he's still alive or not, right? So that's still a threat. Until he's secure and they're sure that that scene is safe, they're just doing what they're trained to do. So he held him at gunpoint until that first officer got around, like I was telling you, and then together they went up and did just like they're trained. They got him secured into handcuffs at that point to make sure it was safe and nothing else happened. So yeah, that's standard.
Do you know the relationship between the driver and Mr. Lowe?
Don't know. We haven't identified him, so we don't know who he is.
And how long were you guys, I know you said you were kind of surveying, I guess, for Mr. Lowe. Was that he had some warrants? How long have you guys been, I guess, looking for him, or how long was it?
So I don't know. I know the warrant was requested back on the 24th, so they've been out here tonight for over an hour when this started. So they were out here approximately an hour and 10 minutes.
Was this intended to be a high-stake felony takedown in the beginning?
So anytime you're dealing with an unknown, you've got to take precautions, right? Obviously the stolen car is a felony, the burglaries are felonies, so yeah, they're going to do a high-risk traffic stop at that point when they take him into custody. He did what he was told, nothing happened. The other one that decided to fight and produce a handgun, he made his own decision. So
do you have the age ranges on the two?
I don't.
Do we know about a window of time when those suspected burglaries happened?
I don't, no. I don't. They're business burglaries is what I know.
Or when the car was stolen?
The car was stolen, I think it started on the 15th is what I was told, and the warrant, right, and the warrant was actually fully requested after they had their probable cause on the 24th.
So the car that they were in, that was reported stolen?
I don't think it was that car, it was a separate car. That's all stuff they're still looking at. That's just where that car was originally dumped.
And the gun that, I guess, went off and shot that driver, that was that driver's own handgun?
No, the officer used his handgun.
His gun. Okay.
and shot the suspect before he was able to use his gun on the officer.
Is it too early to determine if that gun that the officer saw, is it too early to determine if that gun had been reported stolen or was legally
I haven't even touched it. They're still processing that scene, so we don't have any of that information yet. Serial
Waiting for the
numbers-
medical examiner's arrival
Right.
before the body's touched.
Right.
Beyond security.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you.